losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the human it gets
Welcome back to the AAA MF YouTube channel. Today we've got something very special as usual. However, first, please turn on your notifications so that you get to see all my videos as they go live. Now, the last two videos were drag races. We've had over 250,000 views on those, so thank you very much. Please let me know in the comments below what you want to see in the next drag race video. I've got my 4C, I've got my Box the Spider, and we can also invite lots of other friends to race. So tell me what you want to see on the drag races. Now, I was away out of the UK and I got a call from Mr. Zen car driver. His Instagram is there, go follow him. He has an amazing collection of cars, including a McLaren Senna. And he called me and said, I'm going to Cars and Coffee at McLaren Technology Centre on Saturday morning. I need a friend to drive one of my other cars. I said, I will fly back to London and join you. So he today is giving me the keys to his, you can guess from the sign above, his Lamborghini. And it's not his Performante Spider, it's his Aventador Svj. He's just taken this car to Sardinia with Lamborghini. It's back at HRO now for a service, and he's pulling it out to let me drive it. I'm really excited. I've never driven an Aventador SV or an Aventador Svj. We've had lots in drag races on my channel, but I've never driven one. I know it's very wide, it's going to be quite daunting, but let's go and see the car now.
Mark, can you stop posing so we can start the video?
We've got to get a thumbnail for the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so I cannot believe I've got the keys to this. It's why I came back to the UK. It's a little bit wide, I've just been inside it. It's pretty big. I'm a little bit nervous, but the colour is absolutely incredible. It matches the colour of his Performante Spider and I believe his McLaren 600 LT. Why don't we walk around the car? So, gold wheels, love or hate, I think they really work well on this car. So he's just been to Sardinia. This is why the big sticker's here. They went on a Lamborghini tour in Italy. And as you can see inside, not much different to a normal Aventador. Obviously, lots of carbon on the doors, carbon here. Beautiful car, really beautiful. And look at this enormous spoiler. Unfortunately, there's this little bit in the middle, so I can't lie on the back of the spoiler, Jay.
You can try.
Don't think so. And then look at these two enormous exhausts and the rear diffuser all in carbon. And it's got your number plate, Jay. V12. So, without further ado, let's jump in the car, start her up. You want to hear it, obviously.
man.
You think a V10 Performante sounds good, and then you listen to one of these. Look how big it is. It's a little bit claustrophobic in here. Like, I'm only short, and the roof of the car is not far from my head. Anyway, let's get going. We're heading down to the McLaren Senna. Bye. Very special car from Lamborghini. They've only used the SVJ name on 2 previous cars, on the Miura and on the Diablo. There's no escaping the fact that this is a big, heavy car. It weighs just over 1.5 tons. However, the increased downforce that they put on the car over the SV and the 4-wheel steering, which gives it a lot more agility, managed to put a Nürburgring time down of 6 minutes 44, which I believe is a couple of seconds quicker than the Porsche 911 GT2 RS. Now, obviously that car doesn't have a huge naturally aspirated V12, but it does have a twin turbo engine, and it's pumping out around 700 brake horsepower. This is pumping out 760 brake horsepower, but it's quite impressive for a car so big and so heavy to lap the Nürburgring so fast. The one downside that we found driving the car so far really is not the weight or the width, because it actually shrinks around you. It's more the gear changes are just not really smooth. The only way to get a smooth gear change is if you put it into manual mode, which I'm doing now, and you drive it in manual mode and you change the gears yourself, and then it kind of has no jerkiness, because obviously you're doing the manual changes. But if you put it into automatic mode, so we're now in automatic mode in sport, it really, there it goes into 4th. It goes into gear when you don't want it to go into gear, and then it jerks forward. So I think what we're going to do is keep it in manual mode in sport setting. The steering feels quite heavy because it's a heavy car, and there's no getting around the fact that that steering does reflect that. Now, I'm comparing this only to one other Lamborghini, the Performante that I used to own, the Spider version. The steering felt a lot lighter. That car didn't have 4-wheel steering though. I don't know if the 4-wheel steering makes the steering actually feel any heavier or not, but I tell you what, that V12 engine behind me feels like a nuclear plant. It's like you're driving along and it just wants to go, and when you put your foot down you can go all the way up to 8,700 RPM, and it just takes off. But at low speeds it feels quite jerky. Right, so we're in 1st gear and we're going to put our foot down. Are you ready, Jay? Jay's sitting next to me. You can't see him on camera though.
I'm ready.
You ready? Whoa! 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 Got a bit of torque steer there. Woo! Wow! Whoa! Whoa! Wow! Interestingly, this doesn't sound, I think, as good as my Performante Spider did. What do you think, Jay? You went in that.
I think the Performante sounds a lot better than this.
Yeah, the V10 has, it's a different sound, the V12 to the V10, but I actually think I prefer the V10 engine.
Well, it depends, because the new version of the Aventador S and the SVJ sounds a lot quieter
Yeah.
than the older SVs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I do think the SV sounds a hell of a lot better than
Yeah, the Aventador SV sound was fantastic. You could hear it a mile away in town when you could hear one coming. but I think this looks better. I don't know, what do you think? SV or SVJ for looks?
I think SV because the lines are cleaner, but this looks more chaotic. Like it's what Lamborghini stands for. This is.
Yeah, this is madness. This is madness.
I just wish it had the sound.
If you want a mad car, you can't beat a Lamborghini. I've had a Ferrari. I've got Porsches. I've had a Lambo. I've had McLarens. There's something about a Lambo that really has a lot of craziness to it. You don't get in other cars. So we've driven it from HRON now to our first petrol stop, I think first of many. This is probably doing 10 miles to the gallon, especially when you put your foot down. I'm not sure how much this is going to take. This is really funny, right? This is really heavy and there's nowhere to put it. It's like really heavy. I guess I'll put it there.
How much is this one worth?
I think about 400,000. Yeah, mate.
Maybe you afternoon.
Yeah. How much is it, Mark?
I think it's about 425, this car. So first driving impressions, because it's a little bit difficult to film whilst I'm driving the car, because I've never driven an Aventador before, and I'm thrown in at the deep end with the SVJ. Car feels very heavy, feels easy to drive. It shrinks around you. You can feel that huge V12 behind you ready to be unleashed the whole time. And when you put your foot down, it's got drama, it's got noise. Lots of admirers of the car. How much did it cost us to fill up? Really? It can't be £68.
How many miles do you think that will get us?
I think that'll get us to the next destination, which is about 10 miles away. Obviously, I'm not putting my foot down, am I, Jay?
No.
Sticking to the speed limits.
Yep.
So it feels, the engine just feels magnificent. I've never driven an Aventador, like I said, and the one thing that's different from the Performante, because I used to have a Performante Spider, is you can feel that big heavy V12 sitting behind you, and it just wants to work. It just wants to go the whole time. The gearbox is jerky. We've tried automatic in Strada mode, in sport mode. We've tried manual in both. It really isn't pleasant, the gearbox. The ride just really isn't very pleasant. But let's jump back in the car. I'm really enjoying it. It's got a lot of presence on the road. You feel like you're in the Batmobile. What do you think, Jay? Feels like the Batmobile?
Yeah, it definitely feels special.
It feels very special. It's a beautiful looking car. Anyway, let's jump back in the car. Next destination. For a sense of occasion, unparalleled, this car, unparalleled. I've driven a lot of cars in my time. I've even driven a Pagani Huayra in Miami, courtesy of Prestige Imports. And this is on parallel with driving a Pagani Huayra. It feels a little bit more claustrophobic inside. You don't have lots of great vision, but it feels very, very special. So in case I haven't mentioned already, we are on our way to Cars and Coffee, which is being hosted at the McLaren Technology Center. And Zencar Driver is taking his McLaren Senna. So we are heading to him now, and we're gonna film a little bit of the McLaren Senna. On that note, big thank you to Zencar Driver for giving me the keys to his car. What an amazing guy. Really, really lovely. I wouldn't have flown back really for any other reason, but when someone offers you the keys to an Aventador SVJ and you've never driven one, hell yeah, hell yes. And that engine, oh, the power is incredible. I'm trying to think about how it compares to other cars and my Performante. It feels very special. That's all I can say. It feels special. And the looks, I think the looks are incredible. Nothing looks like this. Nothing in this price bracket looks like this. And the one big surprise about this car for me is just how it shrinks around you. When you see the car from the outside, you think, oh my God, that's enormous. once you're in the car, really doesn't feel that big. That's one of the biggest surprises for me. Anyway, let's head up to Mr. Zen car driver and see this Senna. So we've arrived at our destination in the Aventador Svj. It's looking amazing, but what looks more amazing than an Aventador Svj? Jay?
The Senna.
The Senna. OMG! Look at this. Have you ever seen a front splitter that long? I'd be pretty scared to drive that myself. Look at that. And look at the detail in there. Unbelievable. So I think the paintwork on this is around £80,000, and you can see why. Look at the detail. Look at the rear spoiler. Look at this. Look at it from behind. Look at that. Nice number plate. McLaren Senna. Let's look inside the car quickly. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Does it suit me?
I think it does, but you look a bit cramped in that seat.
No, it's quite spacious actually. I don't know, I'd need to drive it. Hopefully he'll let me drive it. Not today. I'm too old. So, we're now going to take these two cars to the McLaren Technology Centre and go and meet everyone for cars and coffee. Come and join us. So we are now chasing the McLaren Senna to the McLaren Technology Centre. Wow, the spoiler on that Senna looked absolutely insane. It even makes this car look pretty normal. I can't believe we're in a convoy of Aventador Svj and McLaren Senna. This is epic. This is epic. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Join us for part 2 when we are going to Cars and Coffee, and you'll see a huge amount of supercars and hypercars for Cars and Coffee.
So
See you soon.
casually keep diving into concrete. So bittersweet. Huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of